Yep.
We going?
Yep.
Hey y'all, and welcome back. So today's topic of conversation, we're going to get a little bit different. We're going to go with non-traditional relationships. What does that mean to me? It may mean something different to you. But that's where we're at today.
So let me kick it off then. Non-traditional relationship.
Okay, so when we think about a traditional relationship, you probably automatically assume man, woman, marriage, park, gender, pear tree, kids.
Yeah, because that's the bullshit
white
that we've been
picket
taught.
fence, all of that. I don't really want to talk about that. Like, we all have that idea. But I think as we get older and as we mature and as we actually have more relationships, your ideas kind of begin to well, I don't speak for y'all. I'm gonna speak for me. I keep saying yours, right? My ideas have shifted, evolved, maybe regressed. I don't know how exactly, what term you'll use to put with it. But I keep looking at it like, is marriage really for everybody? Is it something we should be doing?
No.
Should we be more open in the way that we love? Does it need to be as restrictive as it seems to be? Like, you're mine and I'm yours and that's it? Or is it greater than that? So those are the questions that I wanted to bring to the table.
What's greater than that?
What you mean? Like the you're mine and I'm
the way
yours?
you was breaking it down is almost like the last part should have been, or does he or she belong to the streets?
I wasn't thinking the street ownage, but okay.
Look, I feel like
I have notes today too, so go ahead.
Freestyle. Anyway, I believe a lot of I'm gonna speak for myself. Being having grown up a Christian man, we get a lot of our ideas of how the world works from our religion or what it was given to us. That I don't know if you were born to a different set of beliefs, would you have come back around to whatever it is that your parents instilled in you? But I know for myself, my grandparents would be very ashamed of me or us as a whole if they seen how things worked out today. What you stand on that?
What do you mean?
They have traditional Christian beliefs.
Okay. I think I view things a little bit differently. I would kind of quantify myself as more of a hippie. I did not grow up in a religious household at all. There was always something that was quite different. I mean, if anything, I know that my mom had a lot more of like, why are we doing this Christianity thing, or why are we doing anything? She asked a lot of questions. But along with her asking a lot of questions, she also instilled a lot of moralistic values. So I have a very strong moral compass, but it's not faith-based. It's more of, is this right? Is it wrong? Is it going to hurt another person? That's pretty much it. What I kind of come back to, what I think I've kind of centered on, is truth and honesty at all costs, like across the board, to the point where it hurts. Because I think once you start having honest dialogue with the person that you're with, you can really, even starting off, if you start with honest dialogue and then you maintain that honesty throughout, there should never be a question about where either one of y'all stand on some things. Something that I've always kind of subscribed to, something that I think my ex-husband and I always said, is a marriage is what you make it. It's what you make it. It's for no one else to tell you how your marriage should work. So if you and your wife and your wife and your wife and your wife are okay with that, who am I? I'm not involved in that. There's no telling of that. Or if it's if you're in a V-style relationship, that's your business. You know what a V-style is, right?
Nah.
Okay, so the V relationship is mainly like a focus point.
Okay.
So it could be there's, a man and then two women, and the only time.
Wait, before you start, click that like, and share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
You should do that.
Before we go any deeper, and
so true.
V style.
V style.
Badge style.
Before we get into the badge style, welcome to Dialect. Now, so the V style is you have that pivot point, your focal point is, the man, or it could be the woman, whatever it is. And then you have the two additional partners on the side. So the only partners that actually interact sexually are the ones that meet at that focal point of the V. So it's not a triangle. Not everybody in that is having sex. So if you think more of like, shut up. If you think more of like a big love type of relationship, or more of like a Mormon style relationship, they are having, a V style relationship where the women are only engaging physically with that man. Now for me, I've always thought like, why does he get to have all the fun? Why can't you have, the focal point be a woman? And then have her two partners be a man. Now, see, as the man in the equation, they've always got something a little spicy to add on that one. You want to give me your?
What do you mean?
Because you were just like,
No, I mean, hey, to each his own. I consider myself, because what you're describing kind of sounds like polyamory.
Yeah, but I mean, there's different degrees of the polyamory.
Okay. Because, I mean, people's sexual orientation plays a part in that, too. Some women are straight, some women are curious, some women are lesbian. And so if they're in a polyamorous relationship, I guess, how would that work?
What do you mean?
Let's say you said it's a V-style relationship, so it could be like...
Yeah, so think about it like this.
Why if it's 3 women, but 2 women never interact?
Right.
They would just interact with that one person?
That one person. So this could be A, B, and C. C and B have sex. A and B have sex. A and C never do.
Sounds whack.
It's always... Because, the boys always got to bring it right back to the peen.
No.
Because here's the thing. It's like, you got to look at it like, have you ever been in love with more than one person at a time?
It's possible.
So it's possible to do that, but you don't love the other person that they're in love with. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that's one of the styles. I think, I don't think that's more of a polyamory in the sense, because a polyamory is more about the total group loving each other together. Well, that's why I said there's different sex. Okay. So I think the biggest thing when it comes to the polyamory, like I said, is the honesty and the communication. Because it's I think folks are always like, oh, well, it's cheating because of it. Well, no, it's only cheating if you're hiding it. It becomes cheating if there's a lie in it.
Relationships, your relationship in particular, has to be tailor-made. That's how I believe it.
That's why I said it's what you make it.
Right. So whether you believe in marriage or the new term that people like to use is a union, it is what you agree on. So people take vows, but you don't necessarily have to go to the county court house to get a piece of paper to say that, yo, you're mine for life. If it's a contract between the two of you, if it was understood and you make vows saying that, like, nobody's coming in between us. Anything that's done in the dark that I'm not aware of is considered cheating, or something that you feel like I wouldn't like, so you keep it from me. To me, that's cheating. You can tell me anything.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So.
I agree with that. I agree with that because I think the cheating ultimately starts with the lie.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Believe you me, been there, done that. I'm trying to go back to that.
yeah.
So my thing is, just be honest.
So that the funny thing is that kind of leads into like one of the other points that I had. So I said, um, be honest about what you want at all levels. So I think a lot of times we kind of settle into a relationship and then the honesty fizzles. And I think it fizzles because, when you care about somebody, I used to say this, I don't care about you enough to lie to you. Now that sounds aggressive and it sounds kind of like, what are you talking about? But it's very easy to tell a stranger the truth because you owe them nothing. But it's when you've committed your life or your time to someone and you're in this relationship with them and you begin to feel for them that you then want to start protecting them from certain things. Oh, I didn't want to tell you that because it was going to hurt your feelings. I didn't want to say this because you might view me a certain way. So you start sacrificing your honesty to preserve feelings. But in reality, all you're doing is preserving the feelings for right now and not for the long term. You agree with that, or do you think that's...
Yeah, but then let's bring it back to those who are in the cheating space and not feeling like they can't be honest with their partner. Who do you?
You were cheating well before you got to that place.
Now follow me. Who do you love more? The person that you're lying to, or the person that you're honest with?
Now, I say the person that you're honest with. Before, I would have said the person that you're lying to. Because the person that you're lying to, you love them most, and you do not want to hurt them. Now I say the person that you're honest with, because you want them to know where you are mentally every step of the way.
You want to pull from some... I mean, I can speak for myself. Like, I am married. Still married. Been married. However, there's been a break where my wife and we parted ways for some years. And in between that, I wound up getting in another relationship, and there was other women in between and everything like that. However, I was always honest about my situation, being that I am currently married and we're just not together right now. And I think that put the fear in other women, whether or not they want to pursue something, but I put it out there on the table, whether or not you want to do something serious or
just have a fling.
A fling.
Right.
But I wasn't honest with my wife. I let her assume, hey, I ain't doing nothing. But I also felt like it was none of her business. But I also felt like I was protecting her because the idea of, he's still my husband and he has all these entertaining other women, I still wanted to shield her from that.
Right. But did you find that in your attempting to shield her from the reality of the situation, you made it better or worse long term?
I probably made it worse long term. And I only say that because I guess it's all in hindsight, because when you're in the moment and it's happening, you're just thinking for self. Like, well, I need to be happy right now. And if me and you are not happy together, we gotta go, kind of like a Will Smith and Jada type of, your life is your life. You try to figure out how you're gonna be happy. I'm gonna figure out my shit and how I'm gonna be happy. And if fate has it that we're gonna be back together, then we'll explore that. But as for right now, we're not happy. I don't know. What was your question? I don't think I answered it.
Did you tell that lie, or did you not disclose because you did not want to hurt her currently and you weren't thinking about what's coming down the line?
Yes.
Right. But now, in the space that y'all are now, aren't you more in a like, I would rather tell you exactly what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling at this moment and have you hurt for an hour or so while you process the feelings?
Well, there was long-term ramifications behind that, the attempt of, seeking your own happiness and trying to spare somebody the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wound up fathering a child with a woman that I liked very much. And
I wound up divorced. So, but we'll come back to my side of that. Go ahead.
So I don't like to say, I don't like, shout out to my daughter's mother. But yeah, in the long run, she wound up getting hurt, and my wife would also have to swallow the reality that
right,
I would have to play stepmom. And that's just the reality of it. Even if she didn't want to take up the mantle as stepmom, the fact that, I have a child
right,
with somebody else, and where she felt like on the vows that we took, it was you and I. To death do we,
Yeah.
And then
I don't know if those were yours. They weren't mine. Because we wrote our own.
Well, it was. But then, I guess the semantics comes into like death of what? Death of the relationship.
Ooh.
Or the physical death of a person.
Right.
When is it that you? When is it?
Yeah, I like that. I like, because I never thought about it in that sense. You kind of think about it in the more Christian traditional until we physically are no longer of this plane. But I do like that, because there is a point when your relationship can die. Not to say that it's done, but a portion of your relationship, or the relationship that y'all started together,
that bond,
that part is dead, because you're different individuals now. So have we morphed into this new form, and now we need to rebirth a new marriage and a new relationship? Fire. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. It's not an original thought, though.
Oh, I don't know. First time I've heard it, but
I've heard this. I don't know who, but I've heard that, and I was just like, yeah, that's a unique way of looking at it. Like, I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, it could be the death of relationships.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, but I mean, as I was saying about like being honest on all levels. So, when you start off being honest in the dating phase, if you see things, red flags, whatever they may be, they may not be red, they might be pink, whatever, whatever variant it is, you still want to get in there and you want to say something about it, because it would be better that you approach it, like I said, from the beginning, than wait until you're years down the line. And then you're like, yo, I really, and it always comes down to argument. I really don't like the way you did, blah, blah, blah. And then here you are fussing at each other back and forth about things that you never disclosed prior.
Like, why didn't you tell me that? Why didn't
right.
you tell me you felt like that?
Right.
But it's also feeling like there's a part that you can't be honest with this person. And that's a problem in itself, because, I mean, at this stage, I'm all about honesty. I feel like
I am too. I really am too.
What more can be done to hurt me or yourself? At this point, I might as well just say, hey, this is what it is. This is how I feel. Deal with it. But, more tactfully, not sitting there throwing stones just to be like, haha, well, I'm being honest.
Right.
Right. There's a nicer way to go about it. So.
Very true. But even in that radical honesty, you still want, like, if you say something, stand behind it, explain why you're standing behind it. And that's just what it is. Like, the best example I can give, and I'm going to omit names like I normally do, so I will just say an ex. Y'all are going to know at this point it's not my ex-husband, but it's just an ex, okay? So I had a gentleman. We were, I don't know, sitting somewhere on the couch or whatever, having a conversation, and he says in the middle of the conversation, or I guess it just occurred to him, he was like, man, I can't wait for you to have my kids. And before I could catch the words as they came out of my mouth, I said, I ain't having your kids. And I'm pretty sure my face looked exactly the same way. And then his response was like, well, damn, why would you say that to me? Now, at this point, I'm not going to back out of it. I've said it. You know how I feel. Let me explain to you why I said that. Prime example. You have children. I don't like the way you take care of them. I can't have children with you. I watch the way you parent. It's not attractive. And I think when I first said that, and then I had to explain my reasoning to him, it really clicked for me. Yo, why am I with you?
That's what I want to get to, though. Like, how long did it take for you to be with this person before that comment was made for you to have that epiphany?
You want me to tell the truth? You want me to tell a lie?
Tell the truth. What about truth, right?
I was like a year in.
So you wasted this man's time for a year. I'm not gonna say that for real. It's not really you wasting his time.
I don't think it was me wasting his. Yeah. And sometimes because of where I was mentally, I don't think I was really aware of what it is that I wanted anyway. And then, generally I chalk it up to the universe because we here, she tight, she like me, was like, boo boo, let me help you. And she gave me a little pat. And so he asked his question and conscience, whatever, spilled out her answer. And I was like, yeah, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
So my situation is a little different because, things got hot and heavy pretty quickly between my child's mother and myself. And, the conversations, kind of go like this, where I know I come with, I don't like to say baggage because I don't look at my children as baggage, but I've been told from other women that you shouldn't be so honest about certain things. So, example of that would be, I told a woman, I don't even remember her name at this point, but she wanted a date and she wanted me to take her out. Before we even had that conversation, I had to let her know, look, I come with 3 of my own. I have children, and they're my first priority before anything else. This woman chewed me up, talking about you'll never get somebody who's gonna take you serious and want to be with you. Talking about your kids come first, and this made me, you got that face on. We've had this conversation before, and I was baffled. Like, word, like this is how women actually think.
But here we are on the flip side. I blatantly told a man, I'm never having children with you because I see the way you parent the ones you currently have. Yo, she was dippy. That's a dippy broad. Take it back old school.
Yeah, she was different.
She didn't have any kids, did she?
I don't know what she had. I know that she didn't live too far, and she was like, yo, you need to buy me champagne and a whole bunch of other shit. And I was like, this is early on when I first came out here.
But when I say to you that you're too honest, I'm not saying to not be honest. I'm saying you're too honest about past experiences. So if you're, when you and your wife were separated and you're courting other women and, you tell them like, hey, I'm married, we're separated right now. And then you start engaging in conversations about your relationship or things that you used to do for your wife. That's where I'm saying you're being too honest, because then a certain individual, a certain type of woman will then be looking for that kind of reception as well.
I think it's because women also want context, because you can't. All right, so one, I'm not tooting my own horn.
You can give us context. Like if they were to go, oh, you're separated, why? You can give context without saying, well, I bought her the moon and the stars, and the chick you just met thinks that.
Let me explain.
Go ahead.
When you're courting somebody and they want to get to know you, first off, I'm honest, but I'm also gonna omit certain things because they're not any of your business, not yet, until I know you well enough. Mm-hmm. However, off the first meeting when they're like, oh, why are you single? Or why did you separate? I can't dress it up in a way that makes myself look like I was a complete angel and she was the devil and this is why we're not together.
Right.
Right? So it's like, I still need more. I give you a little bit more detail about it so you have you could draw your own conclusion from it. And that's it. Mm-hmm. But their burning question as to why I'm single, like, you're such a good cat, you're handsome, you have your career going, you're this and that. And it's like,
but that's surface.
That's surface level. There's other things, because people's vibe be off. People grow apart. There's a whole bunch of reasons why. Because it's like saying, like, nobody would ever not be in a relationship as long as they're attracted to somebody. It's not enough.
I've been in relationships with people that I'm not physically attracted to. Like, we start off.
That's weird.
And I'm not physically attracted to you, but your person. No, it's not weird because it goes to my personality. I'm a sapiosexual. I get stimulated by what your mind does.
First of all.
What?
I know exactly what that is.
Well, maybe they didn't. That wasn't for you.
All right. Sapiosexual is a person who's attracted to somebody's mind, right? However, you're my friend. I'm going to throw you under the bus.
Go ahead. Do the bus. I'm ready. Drive it.
Them niggas want shit. So, because they want shit, and you knew it, that's why you can look at a guy straight up and be like, yo, I'm not physically attracted to you, but I definitely wouldn't have your kid. Why is that? After a year? Nah. I guess the dick was just that good.
Okay.
But
we've all been there. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, so, I mean, don't complain about the guys who take full advantage. You know what I'm saying? I know what you like, so I'm going to keep coming over and keep doing dumb shit. And, you're going to keep putting up with my bullshit until you get tired of me. And when I say, yo, when you going to have my kid? And you laugh. That's crazy. Yo, shout out to him, son. That was crazy.
Why are we giving him shout outs now?
Huh? Yeah, I'm it's 2021. I'm trying to, lead with love. So everybody getting a shout out. If you stupid, if you funny, if you smart, shout out to you, man.
I want to circle back. To something. So we were saying about the levels of honesty, right? And I know that I started off not in that last relationship, but in, the most prominent one that I've had, my marriage. I started off being very honest. Very honest at the beginning. Always said what was on my mind. Anybody who knows me knows I shoot straight from the hip. And then what I noticed and what I started seeing about myself is that obviously as we got deeper into our relationship, the more that I cared about him, the more I wanted to preserve his feelings, his emotions. Was it the right thing to do? In some situations, yes. In all situations, no. And ultimately I think that was like the first initial signs of the downfall of...
Don't do that.
What?
Because look, I'm a firm believer in you get what you give. So, but I am not going to say that some people just are bad at reciprocation. So, you put out good positive energy out there, you're always trying to be understanding or you're trying to be truthful with somebody, but yet they don't hear it. And so you're supposed to know the truth when you hear it, when it comes out of a person's mouth. The moment somebody says some bullshit to you, something in my spirit, me personally, says, I know you well enough that vibe is just like, it's off. You're not being honest with me. If I'm in a relationship and I feel like my woman is not being honest with me, that's going to start making me withdraw. And I'm going to start withholding information too, or how I feel about certain things. And that adds to the downfall of a relationship also.
Yeah, it does. But you also have to accept and own your responsibility and the actions that you took.
Yes.
Like, I can't, sit here and go, oh, well, you didn't talk to me, so I was like, fuck you, I ain't talking to you. Like,
yes, that's juvenile.
Very juvenile. And I've noticed a lot of times that we kind of resort back to juvenile traits And I have no idea why. I'm not even gonna sit here and try and that therapy ain't my mission. I don't know. I don't have a degree. I mean, I see one. She tell me what emotions I need to work through, and I try and figure some stuff out.
But there's a difference between women and men. Men, we tend to like become recluse, like, and we try to find the answer within. So we get quiet until we figure the shit out in our heads. And then we bring it once we feel like it's some concrete shit that we could sit there and bring to our lady, because women, we don't want to seem like disappointments. Every time we come to y'all, it seems like we got some bullshit, because a lot of the times it's men trying to live up to pleasing this woman.
Okay.
Traditionally.
So.
But this is non-traditional relationships. And
so,
things is
right.
different.
So here's a question that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the question that I have that I started really working through in my own spirit. Okay. I was always raised that if you can count on one hand how many friends you have, you're wealthy, right? So as far as my tight friend circle, there's about 5 of us, right? Why is it that I can say I have 5 best friends and each one of them gives me something that the other one does not, right? I've got someone who's a cheerleader, who's always by my side, who's always going to, pump me up, and keep me like, yeah, you can do it. And you're like, okay, all right. And that gives you that one, right? I have the friend that I have known the longest, and we got more than 20 years in at this point. And I have said to her, I said to my ex-husband, I will say it to anybody that comes after. I don't care what nobody says. That girl is my soulmate. Straight up. But what?
You had that pause, like you wanted me to
No.
say, yay!
You can say that. I don't care.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love her. She is my soulmate. She keeps me grounded. She elevates me. She calls me on my shit. She holds me accountable for my own actions. She tells me when I'm right, wrong, or indifferent. And when I'm doing wrong, like I have done plenty of times, she'll straight up say it. I don't agree with this. You didn't do the right thing. And you know you fucked up.
But I'm not going to excuse the fact that even in those friendships, those friends also have their biases as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
She does. But what I have noticed is, regardless of what her biases may be, she's always in my corner.
Oh, I'm not speaking specifics.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying in general, like with those type of friends, everybody has their shit. So my friend circle is very tight. Like my friend circles even come down to like it's an actual blood bond, because it's not good enough just to have family. You know what I'm saying? But we got friends within family. That's important as well. So for me, it's gonna be those people who's gonna keep me honest. Like I said, call me out on my shit when I'm wrong, but also when I'm spazzing, those who know me best is gonna be like, yo, let him go, let him get it out of the system. You know what I'm saying? He bugging for it right now, but then when I come back, I'm usually the shoulder that they're leaning on for advice for certain things. So that's important as well.
Right. So the point that I'm coming to, or the question that I had initially was, why is it that we can have such a large and expansive group of friends, right? They feed us emotionally. In that respect, why are we expecting one individual in our romantic dealings to give us the same thing that we get from multiple people in a friendship relationship? One, is that fair to us? And 2, is it fair to that person that we're asking that of?
That's impossible. No one person can be everything a person needs 100% of the time.
So then it becomes, okay, so are we only engaging with, in our romantic relationship, are we only going to have the physicality, right? The fucking, from one person, but then we use our friends to give us the other things that one person is missing. That's not good, because then it's like you start going to them to feed that part of your spirit or that part of your soul that you can't get from your romantic relationship.
All right, but let's be realistic. The person that you're fucking or that you have that physicality with, they're not a robot. They're not a doll. Shout out to those who spend $5,000 on a doll. You know what I mean? It's not a knock on you or what you do, but yeah. So that person that you're in a relationship with, I'm pretty sure they bring some other qualities to the relationship besides the physicality. So where they might be slacking, you can actually help them improve on that.
And are they slacking because you never told them?
That's a possibility also.
Mm-hmm.
It's very possible that they don't know that they could be that way with you. So what's one of the things that that you struggled with when it came to like the dating circuit? I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but one thing for sure is you're cool as shit, so people will look at you like the homie.
Oh, let's discuss. Yeah, that's my biggest thing, is that if y'all met me in person, you know, I'm the shit. Can't help it. But the problem is, because I generally like things that a bunch of guys like, and I tend to hang out with guys. I want to talk cars. I don't know shit about sports. I don't. I want to sit around and I want to talk about cars. I want to talk about guns. I want to watch the basketball game with you. You know, I want to go to the, and watch the playoff game at the bar. I'm not drinking nothing there.
She's like a lesbian with none of the liquor.
That's... The problem becomes that I end up in like the homie role, and then they can't get past that, or I can't get past it because I put you in, in the friend box. Because when there was an opportunity for us to be more, or when I thought maybe I would be more, I valued the friendship, and I was like, nah, I'm cool with this. I want to be your friend. Mm-hmm. So that for me was really hard to kind of figure out how to do that balance. Because I mean, I've had other dudes straight tell me, oh, I've known you for such a long time. You super cool and everything. And maybe in like 5 years, I'm going to put you on my, we can date. You on my 5-year plan. I'm not bullshitting you, y'all. Somebody told me I was a part of a 5-year plan.
Like an itinerary.
So I don't know if I should be flattered, like you thinking long term for us, but you don't want to do it right now. It's not the point.
It's like, basically, let me get some hoe out of my system first. Then I'll holler
But you need 5 years worth of hoe?
Like if you taken already, you know what I'm saying? It's my bad. I missed out. But I hope everything's good with you. I got my dick wet in the meantime.
So that's been a big struggle for me. And then I find myself trying to figure out how to navigate a romantic relationship so that I don't fall into the pitfalls of like being your homie, because I'm going to say some pretty wild shit out of my face. I mean, I think y'all have heard some of the things that I say, and this is tame. This is a tame version of me.
Today's episode is tame. I'm in pain. I know you guys can't tell, but yes.
But I mean, overall, this is this is mild. This is Yasmin watered down. So that's a big thing. But I found that when I got back to my roots of just being honest about what it was that I was looking for, and then staying true to what it is that I'm actually looking for, that helps as well. You got anything to add to that?
You mean, as a critique on you?
Sure, why not?
No, you nailed it.
Okay.
If we put the spotlight on me for a second, my struggle. I think I don't focus on myself enough.
I'm so happy you said that, because that's my next point. Go ahead.
I don't focus on myself enough. So they say a rising tide raises all boats. Now, if you relate that to a relationship, kind of like if you're in a transition where you're trying to figure shit out for yourself, but in the middle of that, you gotta try to make sure that everybody that's in your circle is good, and you don't, allocate enough time for yourself to either heal for some shit, like get past some past hurt from old relationships or broken friendships and things like that. Then by the time you get into the next one, you got like rollover garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like singular wireless when they existed, and rollover minutes. So you got just rollover traumas from old past relationships, and you can't get past it. And I don't think it's until we get enough self-care. Were you about to touch on that?
I was. I definitely was.
So go ahead, roll it out.
So mine's not as nice and frou-frou as his just was. My issue really was be wary of people who can't be alone. Mainly because, like as he was saying, you haven't spent enough time to self-reflect and to learn who you are at this stage, not who you think you are. Because sometimes who we think we are, that's like, what, I don't know. Who we think we are is an iPhone 7, and who you are right now might be an iPhone 12. But you haven't had any time.
That's messed up.
What you mean?
Who you are right now could be an iPhone 7. No, go ahead.
What? How was that messed up?
No.
What I'm saying is, like, the last time you got your update, I don't have iPhone, so I'm trying to speak to the iPhone people. I'm an Android baby all day. But what I'm saying is, who you think you are for the Androids, you may think you're an ice cream, but you could be a popcorn. You got that? Now for the iPhone folks, that's our processing systems.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
So, the last time you got your update, you might have been an iPhone 7, right? You might have updated from the 5 to a 7. I don't know if there was a 5, but stay with my analogy. And you
iOS 11.
Whatever. And you haven't done an upgrade since 7. And here in reality, you could be on 12, but you haven't taken the time to sit down and really figure out who you are right now, figure out what it is that you want, how your ideas and ideologies might have changed, because the way you entered into a relationship might not be the way you're going to exit one. So
keep in mind the way you got into a relationship. Sometimes that's a clear indication of how you might be leaving the relationship also. So
I can't speak to that because I don't know.
Meaning, if you're in a relationship and you're cheating, and it's cheating because it's you don't got the green light from the person that you're with, and you're keeping it in the dark. Now, all of a sudden, whoever that you're cheating with, you figured, oh, I want to get into a relationship with this person. The reason why they say the grass is always greener until you get there, right? Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. So now you get into this other relationship, but however, they're looking at you like, I'm genuine in this case. If you cheated on him, you'll do it to me. So,
I mean, that's one way you could look at it. Or you can look at it like, oh, you're always fun. You're always a good time when you're with me, because they're reserving the fun and the good times for you.
It's like the side
They're
dude.
not like what?
The side dude.
Yeah.
I played that role for some time, man. And there's some perks to being a side dude.
Yeah, but then you don't get to know that person at all. All you know is the fun. You don't get to know when they've come home from work and they're tired, and what their favorite meal is, or whether they drool, or whether they snore, or they, I don't know.
They're both.
I'm just saying,
both.
You don't get to know the totality of a person. You know a portion. I think Tyler Perry, in one of his Infinite movies, it was the 80-20 rule. It's the exact same thing. You're not getting to know who this person is as a whole, and you're thinking that this little bit of time, this little bit of fun that you get to have with them is who they are. And I mean, that's the exact same way that we enter into our relationships anyway. I'm not saying like, the cheating or the affair thing. I'm saying when you're dating, you're getting the representative, you're getting a portion of them, And that's when you're supposed to lay it all out on the table. Now, maybe that's not the right way, or maybe, you know, I don't know, all these dating coaches are saying not to tell all your business on day 1, 2, or 3. I feel like, let me put that shit out there. Let's have these conversations straight up from the door.
Let me be clear. This is not the relationship or advice podcast.
No.
This is not that.
This is our experience. This is what we've experienced. This is what we're taking away from it.
Don't take nothing I say like.
Don't take it to the bank.
Gold. Like.
Don't take it to the bank.
I'm not gonna say I'm a fucked up individual, but I've had some terrible experiences that led me to be. I'm a culmination of all those experiences, different women, and just different situations that, you know, that I it's a little tainted. So I'm just saying, I played the role of a side dude. It was great for some time. I never caught feelings. But the fact that she caught feelings, and I'm thinking, damn, you was just so foul, B. Like, you got a whole dude, and you still just like,
yeah.
I don't ever want to be him. And I remember feeling like that, so that I stepped away. Like, yeah, this ain't kosher, you know.
Right.
And it was all because he was cheating. So then I'm like, but you love this man, right? So I mean, I ain't trying. It's a cesspool. I unsubscribe. I'm not gonna do it.
But I think, at least for me, it makes me very apprehensive for people who have not spent that alone time to recalibrate, you know, to their true self or who they are at this moment. So I say that, you know, regardless of what type of relationship you're entering into, whether it's going to be a traditional one, whether it's going to be a polyamorous one, whether it's you just saying, you know what, I just want to date a bunch of different people. You may not be engaging with them, you know, in a physical sense, but I just want to go out here and date and kind of mingle and see what personalities mesh.
Just go see what you like.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was able to really get the opportunity. This is going to sound so strange. I was able to get the opportunity to like really date during the quarantine because
gross.
I wasn't outside with these folks. What I'm saying is I got to talk to you. I got to pick your brain. I really got to get to the root of who someone was so that way I could figure out what.
You loosen up.
What you mean?
Yeah, it's so serious.
No, I got to get to the root of who, you know, people were
through apps. That's our first episode. No, that was our second episode.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Second episode, dating apps. So you got to learn through the apps during quarantine what you like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and it's very easy for me to identify these things a lot faster than I could previously. One, because I'm in tune with what it is that I want. And what it is that I'm looking for moving forward. And so when you come at me and you're giving me, you know, all the fluff, all right, where's the meat and potatoes? Let's get to the, you know, the root of things. And then I asked these guys these questions too. How do you feel about open relationships? How do you feel about dating multiple people? I had one dude tell me that, oh yeah, I'm perfectly comfortable with it. You know, if my girlfriend or my wife wants to be out there dating folks, you know, she can just do that.
Weird.
And for me, when he said it, I was kind of like,
liar.
You don't believe that. Because you said it too, like you didn't even take a minute to pause and go, maybe? Oh, I never thought about that. How did you come to, you just jumped right to it, which tells me either
you're not really married or have a girlfriend, and so you're just assuming that that's the type of time you're on.
Right. And that wasn't it. I just want to see how your mind moves. I need to know what gets your juices flowing.
Yeah. You know what I'm comfortable with? Like, my girl can have a girlfriend. You know, that's cool. I'm okay with that. As long as I could join it. I'm okay with that.
So you went the triangle.
Yes. You said something about the triangle cut. I swear to God, I thought you was talking about that.
No.
Furry triangle.
It's how you cut your sandwiches, okay? All I'm saying is, if you going ahead and you cutting that sandwich straight down the middle, you don't love them. That's not the cut of love. It's gotta be the triangle, okay? And I want my sandwich a little thick. Don't just be laying around my meat like that where it's just thin. No. Now I learned this from my sister-in-law. First of all, the way she built her husband a sandwich, I was like, I'll marry you. On some, like, she fanned his meat into the sandwich. So a regular, like, turkey sandwich would be like this thick, because instead of her just laying out the sheets of turkey, she would like fold it over and do a little pat. That sandwich is made with love, which is why it got the cut of love, the triangle cut.
It looked like an Arby's commercial.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. There's different levels.
Yeah, so he gets the furry triangle after. Win-win. What? I'm with it.
So, as I was saying though, I also believe that whatever rules, whatever expectations you have in your relationship, these two things are super vital.
Wait, before you start with that shit, ladies, whatever expectations you have of us, whatever pedestal you have us on, take us off until we have a conversation.
I don't think we put you on pedestal.
I want a man who's going to be 6'2", 210 pounds and muscular. But you like 5'3", 180.
I feel attacked.
I'm just saying, like,
170.
This goes for guys too. Like, and you know, we like to date around, and let's be real. Like, it's the superficial shit first.
Of course.
Face and feet.
No, that's you and Phil.
What? No. Yo, guys.
Because the same men,
share, subscribe.
The
face
same
and
men,
feet, son.
the same
Comment.
men that be saying face and feet. Have you seen their feet? What they feet look like?
So what?
No, ain't no so what.
Yo, we
work hard. We gotta look at your feet too.
I play ball. I work hard. So
I work hard.
Yeah,
I don't play ball.
All right.
But I be on my feet for hours.
You don't understand the stresses that the feet be under when you got to take somebody's soul on the court. And it shows off when you take your socks off. And it's like, yo, I got to soak these. Got to soak these.
No. All I'm saying is if you're going to come at me for the way my face looks and the way my feet look, your feet should be on par.
Time out.
I'm not saying your nails got to be painted, but they need to not look haggard. What you mean, nah?
Come on, women.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about your woman clipping your toenails or taking care of that?
I don't like that at all.
Really?
Anybody.
Why?
Because trauma, man. There's some trauma.
For getting your toenails clipped?
Yes. Somebody decides, ooh, my father clowned me, right? Talking about I got my grandmother's feet, saying it like I got talons if they grow out. Like a crow's feet. So, one foot doesn't match the other foot. Let's be clear. I'm sharing right now. And if you think you're gonna cut the one foot the same way, my cuticles are not shaped the same on each side. So, clip and blood everywhere.
You know the cuticles back here, right? You talking about the meat up under the nail?
The pulp.
Okay.
Yeah. That shit. Yeah. When they
Who cut you?
My mom. And I realize it's a thing because mothers like to nurture, and I've seen it happen to my kids. Their mom cut their shit, and it was painful and not brought back all the trauma.
I never cut my babies when I was cutting their nails. The problem is that my soulmate decided she wanted to go and cut my baby's nails when they was younger because they were too long and they were scratching me. And here you go and mutilated my baby's thumb.
Yeah,
I still love you.
See?
But you mutilated my child.
See? That's trauma.
I don't do that, though. My thing is, if I got to lay next to you and you're going to have your cold feet and they might in the middle of the night, I'm cutting your shit.
First off, these are the 5
I will
stars.
gleefully, don't matter. I will gleefully sit on the floor, give me your foot, and I will cut. I have no problem doing that at all.
Like, yo, baby, you trying to be warm, son? I just slap my feet together.
No, nobody wants that.
LeBron James.
I don't need that.
You get the powder, the dust. Throw a foot action.
I'm gonna get back to my point because I said I had 2. Right? Are you ready for my 2
But
points?
why'd you ask me if I would let a woman cut my feet?
I don't know, because some guys are like, no. I don't know, they think that's weird.
It is kind of weird. You don't even cut your own toenails. Like
I do cut my own toenails.
Okay. So, I mean, I know a lot of women that like to go to... Damn, I'm about to call it mingling. But, you know... Yeah.
I do enjoy... Shush. I do enjoy going to get a pedicure. I think we all do that. But if I'm at home or money tight or you don't want to go and get a pedicure or whatever it is, I still got to sleep next to you. I will cut them toenails. I don't have a problem doing that. At all. Get in the shower. Get out. Because it'll soften things up a little bit. Let me get the good nail clipper. Because you always know you got the shitty nail clipper and then the good nail clipper. Let me get the good one. And I'm going to get the clipping and handle all that.
Scary as fuck, man.
That's not scary.
Catch a dude while he's sleeping. You want to just cut his...
Who's doing it while you sleep?
Cut his hard work off.
I'm done. I'm not. I'm going back to my list because he on a tangent and I don't want to be over there on that tangent with you. So 2 things that I think are super important in traditional and in non-traditional relationships. First one, whatever y'all do inside that relationship, sanctified. Do it. You want to fuck each other's armpits? That's your business. Do it. Second thing, keep everybody out of your relationship.
I agree with the last one.
You should agree with both of them.
Nah, son.
What you mean? Nah, son.
Like, yo, baby, I know you just really into taking the shit on me, but
can
we not do this tonight? I'm not saying that's not sanctified. That's not sanitary either. That's not happening, son.
There's a
I
different,
just like it. No.
There's a different podcast that will teach you how to do shit play.
What?
If you want to.
Oh my god.
They out there.
Why are you watching?
If you want it. Excuse me.
Why are you watching that stuff?
I'm not. I'm just saying. If you want to know how to do that, you can comment or you can send us an email. We got an email address. I'll give that to you guys too. It's Dialectpod.
It'll be in the description.
It'll be in the description too. But it's dialectpod at gmail.com. If you want to know who that is, send us an email. I will gleefully direct you right to them. Because there are things that I know, there are things that I don't know. And I don't know that one.
How much pink eye is happening in that community?
Okay, first of all.
That sounds...
They'll take you through how to properly do shit play.
Yo, why?
How to layer out your situation, what kind of gloves you should use, cleaning I've got all of that for you. I'm not here to shame none of y'all about what y'all do. Because as I just said previously, whatever y'all do is sanctified. Not over here by me, because it ain't my business. But over there with y'all. Y'all figure it out.
But you were going to that other podcast for information. Clearly, she's into shit play.
I am not into shit play.
Crazy.
Y'all heard me last week when I talked about things we don't discuss or things we don't do. I'm not into that. What I am into is being knowledgeable.
When did we talk about that?
When you went on your whole rant about the bathroom and then people going in there with, I don't do that.
Yeah, so why you listening to podcasts?
It came up in conversation when they were talking about other things.
Yeah. No.
Thank you.
And look, women, don't make the mistake. If your man is blessed, don't go tell your friends how blessed he is or what y'all do in the bedroom. Cause
that's what I said. Keep your relationship private.
But yeah, just keep that to yourselves.
Is that
but
simple?
like if you're dating, no, that's if you're in a relationship. I don't consider dating a relationship.
No. Even when you're dating,
nah.
Because why would you betray that other person's trust?
No. Wait. Talk about. It's not a matter of betraying trust. If we're dating and I'm getting to know you, and I say, yo, bro, what does it mean when like she's trying to, like she asking me how comfortable I am with ass play, like what the fuck is it? And then my man's just like, oh, it sounded like she You got lint liquor with you. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. I just want to know. Like,
then ask her.
Nah, B. Nope.
But see, that goes back to being honest at all stages of the relationship.
This is all right. I'm curious. First off, let's be real. A lot of people, they're not well versed in dating and trying to get to know somebody. They think,
right, but I'm saying you can't ask somebody else what that person means.
Yo,
you get what I'm saying? You can ask like, I want to see your perspective.
Then I guess maybe the culture needs to change, because I'm pretty sure that I'm guilty of this. Like, I have a conversation with the fellas, like, yo, son, some women, they be into this, they be into that, especially if you're well versed and you've been around.
But how do you know that they're well versed? Based on what they told you?
Yeah, come on, son. Everybody has that. Yeah. Not everybody, but like in my circle, there's somebody who's been around and seen some shit.
Okay, so maybe this goes back to where I was talking about, like, the friend circle.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are friends that I have never discussed their sex life with at all.
That's not a friend. I'm playing. Just wait. Ninja?
No.
But don't count. Like, of course you like your Ace Boom Coon. You're gonna talk about the shit.
Yeah, I talk about it.
But
there's
all right.
But there are other people who I never. And if he did not have children, I would not know.
All right, for one, it's a guy.
But you just said earlier how I'm one of the guys. You know how many things guys have told me or have said in the presence of other guys, and been like, oh damn, I forgot Yaz was here.
Okay, but I mean, you're not fishing for information from your dude friend.
No.
Right.
But it's come up in conversation
and
with other ones.
Past that?
No, not him. I'm saying I've never once. I'm telling you, if the man did not have children, I would be like, do you have sex? Never once. Take a minute, sit on it, and you'll get there. You'll figure. It'll be a little bit deeper, and he'll be like, aha.
I wouldn't think that you still consider him a friend.
I don't.
That's okay. See?
But see, if I had gone into the... Well, yeah, you're right. We ain't friends anymore, so... There we go. We not. It's what it is. Yeah, but I really feel like, okay, you can let people know that you're in a relationship, but they don't need to know about your relationship. There's a big difference between secrecy and privacy.
And just know that the person that you do decide to talk about your relationship to, they either gotta be the maid of honor or the best man. Because who's gonna give a toast that know to both of y'all? Like, yo, if you don't got that.
I mean, you can still have that. I mean, you could still... I think for me, this is where it is.
The good times and hard times. There's gonna be hard times.
Oh, most definitely.
So who's that shoulder, that confidant, that, there's gonna be no judgment. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm that friend. There's no judgment. You could tell me what's going on. I'll give you the best advice given the circumstances. And I'm not gonna look at your significant other like, oh, I got a problem with you. No, y'all got that's who you chose to be with. Y'all gotta work it out. So no matter what, some people can't.
But not everybody does that.
Some people can't separate that.
Right,
like,
right.
I got female friends and I got male friends, and then like if I tell my female friends, only trying to get the perspective of a woman about because I'm into women, so I need to know exactly how I should like tiptoe around a certain situation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very important for that woman that's my friend who's giving me advice is not then turning around looking at my significant other once we do work it out. Oh, I got something on her. That's not a friend.
That's true. And I also find that another individual who's very hard to have that kind of relationship with is your parents.
Yeah. No.
If you're ever talking to your parents or you feel as if your parents are your best friend or whatever, some people have really good relationship with their parents. I did not. So
I remember my dad was trying to tell me, "You better not be having sex." Man, I'm gonna be having sex, Dad.
I wasn't even talking about that. What I was saying is that when you go to someone, whether it be a parent or a friend, and you're telling them about all of the negative things, if you're only coming to them when you're discussing the arguments or the negative things that are transpiring, and you never talk about all the great things that they do, or how they surprised you at your job with flowers last week, or they bought you your favorite candy bar, whatever it may be, if you never tell them about those things, all you've done is paint a dark and negative picture of this individual, and then they're wondering why. Well, why do you keep going back? It doesn't make any sense. And then, because I know my mother can't do that with her at all, because the minute that you tell her anything about the person negative, she's stuck there forever. So I never told my mom anything about my relationship at all.
Older people hold on to shit a little bit longer.
They be holding a grudge.
So, like, and my dad's been through it, been through the divorce, you know what I'm saying, with my mom and everything like that. I come from a broken house, a broken home,
Me
you know
too.
what I'm saying? So, my understanding and the reason why I would hold on to relationships so much is because I didn't want to, like, be repeating history. Like, oh, shit, I'm Ruben 2.5, you know, 2.0 now. Like, Dad, I said your name, it's all right.
I think I think that is a fear of a lot of children who come from broken households. I know that was I don't even want to say that it was a fear of mine, because it wasn't something that I was actively afraid of, because I was just like, I don't believe in divorce, so it ain't gonna happen. And here I am.
But I think that's part of the uprising and why there's so many different types of relationships now.
True.
Because, like, marriage can't be all that great if 80% of them end up in divorce. That's be real. It's big business.
Marriage is that great when you decide what your marriage is. When you allow other people to tell you what your marriage is going to be. And I'm sorry, because I'm getting ready to say something, and as a non-religious person, y'all can hate me. When you let other people, when you let religious figures, when you let your religious texts dictate what your marriage is supposed to be, you've already fucked up. Because one, you're going off of information that is, one, outdated, and two, it's from a totally different time period. Like, think about it. What was the life expectancy when these texts were written? Were we living to 100? No.
Put it in perspective like this. Dudes was having sex with their sisters during those times. So, I mean, if y'all okay with incest, and
or you know what it is, I would take a greater stock of listening to someone else tell you some things to avoid in a marriage if they've actually been married and have had a marriage, good or bad. I'm more likely to listen to you because you've been through the trenches in which I now currently walk. I could never get how I'm going to take relationship advice from a priest. Y'all don't fuck. Yeah, y'all don't date. Y'all don't get married.
They do stuff.
Like, they don't fuck consenting adults. Let's start there. So, like, now, if you're Muslim, like a lot of my friends are, like a lot of my family is, you have, you know, an imam, they're married. Okay, let's discuss. Tell me how I can be married and still walk this path and have that work out. I'm not talking to a Catholic priest about how I'm going to make my marriage work. Because what is your response going to be? I need something to come from experience at some point. Because at this point, you're just pulling either from other couples that you've spoken to, what you read in a textbook somewhere. And I'm not saying the text isn't valuable, because it most certainly is. But so is life experience. What have you done? What have you experienced? What have you gone through? You give me one of them. Now, we all know somebody, because grandparents ain't as old as they used to be. But go find one of these grandmas who's been married for 63 and a half years. She's been putting up with his old ass. What you do? Nana, how you make it work? Let's talk about that.
Suck his dick. Make him a sandwich. Get out of his way. Give him paper.
But here's my thing. Because I don't believe that a marriage is done when infidelity happens.
No.
It's not. It's not. But if you ask like these new modern folks, oh, he cheated on me, that's a deal breaker. Do you really think that your grandma went 63 years and Pop never stepped out, or my mom never stepped out, or something didn't transpire in that entire time?
Hey, Laban's out there.
Oh, Jesus Christmas.
Yeah, I know what that means, man.
All I'm saying
is a lot of us.
Can we talk to those folks who have been through the trenches, who know something, or they can just say like, this is how we move past this. We decided we were going to change up our relationship structure, because to the outside looking at it, we could just go, oh, these are two married couples. And then you conceptualize what that marriage is. But to them, it may be, all right, so Cephas is going to be out here taking pillies.
What's her name? Ethel
and Cephas is married. And then every Saturday night, Ethel goes out dancing with Thaddeus.
Romulus.
What I'm saying is we never know what the inner workings are. So it all comes back to the way that you make it work, the structure that you assign for yourself. That was my whole focus. Now, I know I've been on this hippie train about like, oh, let's be open and it's free love and blah, 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 blah. And that's great. Let me keep it real with y'all. I had a hippie moment where I was like, love is free and it needs to be shared.
So you was a hoe?
No.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying like hippie in like the, non-traditional sense.
Okay.
And then I took some time to get to know me and to settle into what it was that I wanted. So don't let the wild color hair and the tattoos fool you. Shorty mad conservative.
Boring.
I'm mad conservative. The things that I want now, moving forward, I want a partner. I want a full-fledged partner. We in this together. I want you to pump me up and I pump you up. I want a marriage. I want something old school. Like, I need and want for the man in my life to be the man in my life. I want him to be the head. I do not want to have to fight him on decision making. Like, that's his job. You in charge. You know what? We can write this plan. We can figure out where we're going to go. I'll help you navigate. You steer.
No.
That's what I want.
That's different. Yeah, it's different than that's a whole conversation could have been avoided.
No, but it's like
you want to just educate the people on the different type of relationships. I know that they know because they're in them.
Right.
Me, no.
And I'm not saying situation. This is not a situationship. Like, that's the relationship. And it's weird for me because I still have that. Like, I don't even want to. No, subservient. I don't like that word. I want the gent to lead so that I can follow, as long as we going in the right direction. I'm not trying to fight you no more. I fought a lot, and maybe that's why that helped contribute to the downfall of my marriage. I fought him a lot on things, or it was a constant tug of war because, well, I'm trying to go over here and do this, he's trying to do that, and then it's like we're going in two opposite directions. Why? For what purpose? If the ultimate goal is the same thing, why are we going in different directions?
Because men and women have two different ways of going about their things, like plan of attack. So it's just about getting on one accord. Me, the lady in my life, or ladies in my life. Yeah, it seems that it's more suited that way because I got two queens pregnant and they got my babies. I don't like to use the word baby mama. I realize that's a trigger to
it is a trigger.
The mothers of my children.
Just call me a baby mama. I might cut you.
I care for you guys very deeply, and so I'll be slaving for y'all. And so in other cultures, like, it can be done. Guys have concubines, a wife, and all this other stuff. And to me, it really boils down to whether or not the ladies want to participate in something like that. I would never force it, but I'm okay. If that was the situation, I'd be okay with that. I know that's different than you want the traditional man take the lead and stuff like that. It's the same thing with me, except I got two women that, I got a blood bond with. I'm tied to for life. And I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of guys out there who got more than that, but the difference is y'all niggas can't sustain. Y'all can't support both households.
Unless your name is Future. I'm gonna stop coming for people because I don't know why I'm doing this.
You can do it.
I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm sorry. Sorry.
But yeah, man, non-traditional relationships. I think I fall in that category. It's kind of weird, but I like what I like. Without saying too much, I gotta be respectful.
I think it's weird because I think I ebb and flow. Like when I'm in a relationship that I actually like, I want it to just be he and I. And when I'm going through the process of dating, I fall back more into the free love and all that.
You're greedy. Yeah, I like slapping labels on you though. It's fun.
You just want to keep me pigeonholed. I don't know, because it's very weird. Like there are things that I've noticed about myself that was not there before. And I think maybe it was in like the time that I spent reacclimating to myself and then getting more in tune and in depth with me and my motherhood to some extent. I like nurturing. I like taking care of people. And for the most part, the only people that I was taking care of over the past couple of years was my kids. So this is so unhealthy. The only time I would really grocery shop and or cook is when they were with me. If they were with their dad, I'm gonna have some cereal. Like, that ain't healthy.
It's not, but I like cereal.
But you said what?
I said it's not, but I like cereal.
So, if the kids are here, I want to feed them. I want to cook for them. If I'm in a relationship with a gentleman, see how I change my terms up? Because y'all know what I'm talking about. Not a boy.
And you get soft.
But when I'm in a relationship with a gentleman, I want to cook for him. I want to do little things to show that I care about you. So how are things, which ways can I show that I care? Let me show through, nurturing acts. I want to cook for you. Let me scratch your head. Let me clip your toenails.
This is a side of this whole topic about non-traditional relationships. There's a whole other conversation that we could have. Not yet, though.
We'll get there at some point.
At some point.
We'll have that. We'll have that.
But, yeah.
But, I mean, if you guys have any additional comments you would like, you're more than welcome to comment
Ask
below.
Questions.
Most certainly. Ask questions. We're pretty, honest and upfront people, as you just heard us say. Like I said before, you can always send us an email. We likes notes.
Share and subscribe. Listen, you're trying to attack this algorithm, right?
Oh my God.
So, for this to grow and be an even doper, whether you're looking on whatever you're getting this iPod podcast on, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's on YouTube or what's that shit you like?
What you mean?
Stitcher or
I like to listen. Yeah. I like to listen.
Yeah. We're trying to attack these algorithms, man. And much needed. All right? So like, share, subscribe. Yeah.
Email us.
I am not traditional, and not the least. And if you had to ask me like how I would do it, would I have gotten married? If I could do it over, I probably wouldn't have done it that way. Not that way. Because then it's like some certain things we could iron out and not take the vows that the woman at the courthouse decided to give us. And I held those shits up to the best that I could until I couldn't. And on the other side too. So, yeah. So, this is Dialect.
It was.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah. It's gonna be dope. It's
It
gonna
will
be dope. All right. Peace.